Boom, boom. This is Kendra, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We have the Bleach Immortal Soul up today. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We got a few things we got to go over. So we have a Soul Box event up. Now, I've been waiting for this Soul Box event for quite some time because it's got my main man, Stark, in it. Stark is one of the... it's got Hyorinmaru in it as well. But Stark is... I like Stark because of the fact that he synergizes exceedingly well with my team. If you take a look at Stark's skill set, you'll see that he bleed is his thing, okay, and a little bit of DOT is his thing as well. And both of those things synergize well with my team because I have DOTs and bleeds on just about all of my characters. So it's very, very synergy with my front team, and what is good about it is the a passive skill that he gets called loneliness. See this what I'm looking for is I have a sort of kind of hole in my front line. In the center I have full auto Ichigo. Now full auto Ichigo is a beast, okay. Problem is he really does not have a lot of, he has some survivability, but his main thing is he dies too quick because he's on the front line, and plus he doesn't really have a lot of synergy with the team. You know, he's pretty much just a standalone attacker, but his attack is lower than all of the three attackers that I have on my back line, and so I have to put him on the front line, and he just doesn't last very long, really mainly because he just can't take the shots that the bookends, which are Sassy, who has revive, and Iroquois V2, who is a tank. Plus, those two have excellent survivability. They hardly ever die, especially Sassy. Even if he does die, he comes back the first time. And then Iroquois puts the death down in the shield as well. So they help the team. But that center hole there, I've been wanting to fill it with something that has a lot of helpfulness. An option that I've been considering and I have used is actually put an Anniversary Ichigo in the center slot in the front. He's a tank, he has good survivability, and he buffs the back row. Problem is he's an event character, and as you know, event characters just take forever to build. Once you get them, which is, you should have got Anniversary Ichigo because he was the first Anniversary character. He was free to play. All you had to do was just basically participate in the event, and you would have gotten him by completing the daily quest for 7 days. So everybody but the problem is, of course, getting his weapon. It takes 45 time tokens. It takes forever to get that in this game. And if you can use Omni shards once you get him to build him up, but still you can't get the weapon, which is a great increase in their power. Okay, so there's just really not a whole lot that can be done if you can't get the weapon, and which is what really takes them to the next level in terms of their capabilities. And those weapons are not available except in the event shop. Stark is a standard character, which means his weapon will be available in UR weapon shard boxes. Okay, the Soul Box event here, clearly we'll be able to get the weapon. Anytime there's another Soul Box, we'll be able to get another copy of his weapon, and he can be brought up. Plus, I already have a lot of the actual shards for him. I have him at 3 stars. I could easily get him to 4, which would unlock his passive. And his skill set's really good. As I said, the Awaken deals damage to all enemies and triggers bleed. Okay, effects on enemies once. And then he fires 3 to 6 zeros at each target. And the zero deals damage equal to 10% of Stark's attack to each target, with a 30% chance of adding 1 stack of bleed for 2 rounds. And then at the end of each round causes damage based on the attack character's attack, okay? The bleed does. So that's what the bleed. So as you can see, we're getting pretty good amount of attack, even though he's considered technically support. But here's where it gets good. The first time his hit point falls below 50%, Stark regenerates a certain percentage of his hit points in rage, just not only his hit points, for each enemy character inflicted with DOT effects. DOT effects are burns, poison, that's right, Sassy, bleeds, okay, That's DOTs. So anytime, and I have several characters that afflict bleed. Sazzy afflicts a DOT. Okay, so we're going to get a pretty good heal, and we're going to get a pretty good rage, which makes him excellent for the frontline survivability. Okay, and then after Stark releases a rage attack, the crit chance of all allies is increased by 2% for 2 rounds, which is, I like that. It's for 2 rounds for every stack of bleed on all enemies up to a maximum of 21. So you got Stark applying the bleed, and then I've got 3 other characters that apply bleed as well. So that's going to be a lot of crit percentage increase. And you know, crits are where you do a lot of your damage from. So that's an excellent skill set, and it blends very well with my team in terms of merging and survivability, which is why I liked him. So when he first came out, I managed to get him up to 3 stars, but I didn't, wasn't able to get any farther. But now that he's out inside the soul box, he's definitely a character that I want to look as possibly plugging that hole. It's going to take a little while to build him, of course, but once we can get his weapon, which is the first, requirement for anything, you want to get 4 stars, and you want to get their weapon. After that, they're usable. Okay, then you can work on them on the side. And I was looking for the character to build, and so when Bish dropped this a couple weeks ago, I started making sure to save up so that I had enough for it. So I did one of the free pools on it this morning, and I did, of course, get 5 of the weapon shards for him. Now, the other character on here is Hyorinmaru. He's a good character, too. He's one of the Zanpakuto characters. So if you're building a Zanpakuto team, you might want to go for him. But they are both very good characters. So there's definitely something that you should look at. So let's go ahead and start summoning on this one. And we'll see what we can get. We want to get Stark up to 4, maybe 5 if we have them, but I doubt very seriously if that's going to be. Okay, so we've already got 10 shards for his weapon, of course. I like that the free summon. Multiple times I've got his weapon shards on the first free summon. So there, okay, we got Omni Shard chests, 4 more. Because you're going to get 4 on each draw. Okay, 4 shards. You'll get the weapon on every other draw. So make sure that you time that out, and you will, of course, need 50 shards to actually make the weapon. But you're going to get a bunch of other stuff in here. Like I've got Jushiro. Okay. That would have been nice some time ago. I ended up, because you've got the Soul of Tides, War Soul, that he is responsible for. So that helps on that. 3 Ichigo shards, and of course, Advanced Omni shards are always nice as well. So we got the pack, some more Jushiro, got Lupi, Awakening Essence, that's nice. So you get some pretty good stuff in here. I think the Advanced Omni Shard chests are more predominant to drop during these soul box events than others. So there we've got that. We got another Awakening Essence. Okay, got the Weapon Shard, of course, another Omni Shard, as well as 4 more. So looking pretty good. Getting some good stuff here. Okay, so we're halfway through the pools. Let's go ahead and connect the rewards here. We get some weapon shards up here as well as Omni shards too. So this could be a boon for your Omni shards. Okay, so let's see what we got here. We're halfway through now. Remember, the Soul Jade event is up as well. So you're going to have that as things. Let's see what we got. We've got 32 and 30, so we're well on our way to getting where we need to be. Let's go ahead and take a Soul Jade rebate and see how much we can get back. Okay, so we got quite a bit back. And it's going to continue on. We'll be getting something here, so we'll probably end up spending close to 18,000. So we'll probably come back with some Soul Jade. So let's take a look. Let's get back into the event and go ahead and do some more pulls here. Okay, so some more of the shards, some more of the Advanced Omni Shard chests. This is really nice. I'm not sure what the rate is on those Omni Shard chests, but it's got to be 80-90% because I've had like 10 before, and I think I got 8 or 9 out the last time. So it's a very big boom. Oh, there's an emblem choice. Another thing about Stark is I will be able to complete Stark's entire bond setup because I do have all the characters for his association. I did not have all the characters of association for Yuru, so we'll have to do that. So let's go ahead and pull again on this right here. Okay, and one more pull. Two more Omni Shard chests. That's really good. All right, get the reward. And then it's going to flip over, and we're going to get the reward over here as well too. So let's see what we got now. We should be hovering in pretty close. All right, so we have got 52 shards, so we can't actually take him up to 4-star. We're too short on the weapon. That will be solved. I do have enough for a couple more pulls. Soul Jade rebate. And there's our 18,000 Soul Jades right there. So basically what we're just looking for is, at this point, is we want to definitely get that weapon. I've got Hiyori. One. So I needed 2 actually. So didn't quite hit it. So we'll do the full here to get the 5. So we'll have 4 left over. As always, there will be the next event that comes up. There will be, if you come up a little bit short, if you didn't have as much Soul Jade as I actually had, then you'll be able to get some of those Soul Jade. You can be able to use some of the actual, get some of those shards within the actual event. Probably going to be, I don't think it's going to be a character channel event because I think we had that just a couple weeks past. This is probably going to be one of the, difficult to say at this point, but it's probably going to be an arena battle event that'll have the limited time exchange in it. All right, so that's where we're at. Let's see here. Do we have anything to pull on this note? The event is cleared up. Got gold summon. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. We'll go ahead and make the weapons up here, and we'll get everything ready. All right, so first thing, you go into your bag here. Let's see how many. Let's see. So we got 14. Let's see how many of these actually produce Omni Shards. So we got 11. So as you can see, that's a pretty high percentage for getting an Omni Shard. Probably about, I'd say it's definitely about 85-90% is what you're looking at for that. So that's a pretty good choice. We got some of these nice luxury gifts. That'll be good for the initiative. I'm going to have to run up Stark's initiative anyway. Okay. All right. So we got the shards right here. We of course are going to put all of these into Stark. Okay. And then we're going to do the actual weapon shards. I'm just going to go ahead and put them all into Stark as well, because we are going to attempt to build him. So you want to bring up his thing as much as you can. All right, so that, and then we now combine that, and we exchange that, and we now have his weapon. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Stark. I still got to build him up. I mean, I already got his skill level up to 99. I started building him quite some time ago in terms of level and skill, precisely because I was actually going to, bring him up. So we've got to 4, and we're well into the 150. Okay, so I'm going to need 141. I'll probably just do that with Omni Shards. So skill. So as you can see, I do have to bring up his loneliness. But as you can see, I already have everything else built at 99, so not going to cost too much in terms of that. So there's his loneliness up to 99. So now I'm just going to have to start building up his enhancements and whatnot to get him ready. I went ahead and put a War Soul of Crit on him. I do have that preference, so that'll be good. So I've got to work these up. So what I'm going to do is we'll have to open up his second slot as well. So that's going to take some Omni Shards as well too. But he's going to be the build for the next, at least for the next few months, to get him up to where he needs to be. and then starting him into the team, uh, and see how much he helps out. But as you can see, I've got some options, but really he's the best option because you know Muramas not really frontline. He's a backline attacker. But these two are anniversary characters, as is so these three right here are event characters right here. So they're not really that much of an assistance in terms of what I'm looking for. I need some survivability on the front line. So you really can't put an attacker on the front line because attackers generally just don't have that much survivability. Even if they do have some type of healing skill, they just don't have the defense because they're really not designed for it. So that's what you need to start looking for something that's a little bit more tanky. And he's a support character, and he does have some tank ability, so we'll do that. So we got to pick up this for this right here. This is for how much coin you spend. All right, so let's go to Stark here. Still a ways down here. All right, so we got the weapons, so let's go ahead and take this right here. And you have to do the promotion because you have to get it to 1. And then Awaken, we'll have to get him up to... Oh, we're going to have to get that up. I've already got his weapon to Awaken once already, so we're going to have to wait and get the second one. So, promote... Awaken. You have to get up one promotion before you actually can awaken anything. And that, of course, requires what? Awakening Essence, which is why I've been telling everybody to go for the Awakening Essence. Okay, so there's the Tactics Tomb. Okay, so we need this right here. It's the actual Seer of Flame. Use, and it is the Seer of Flame right here. Confirm. Got that. So back to Stark. That was very fortuitous getting that package inside of the actual draws there. Then we'll go to this. And we have to promote once. See, requires gear to be 1 star. So you have to promote it once. It's only 2, so it's not that big a deal. But you remember you gotta have Awakening Essence for other stuff too. Preferencing your soul, and as well as opening up those slots. So we've been having that right there. What is this popping me up for something? I guess because it's just uses Soul Jade to be awoken. It's not that big a deal. All right, so we've got the preferences up. So let's see what we got here. So we can now do pretty much everything, and we can activate 6 bonds. Confirm. So as you can see, we've got all of it activated. So he's got quite a big kit up here, which is one of the reasons that you can get that 20% buff. You've got quite a few characters up here, but I do have all of them. Some of them quite well. And that allows me to do all bonds. So he's got a pretty good bond set up. We'll of course be bringing those up as we go. All right, so like I said, I got the Warsaw crit on, but I'm gonna have to bring all of this stuff up. I'll be getting him to orange pretty soon. That's just a matter of upgrading him. Enhancement. It takes a little long time. I don't have a lot of these. The lower ones, so it takes a little while to get there. But once I get up to the Prison Blue, I have quite a bit of those. So as you can see, I finished Yamamoto. I think it was the day before yesterday. Yesterday or the day before yesterday. But we're going to be switching around from Stark before we start working on Shinji. Shinji's in pretty good shape. He's already at 6 stars as well. But these are just my Extreme Challenge team. That's where most of these characters are being used. All these characters are in my Extreme Challenge team, down to about right here. Okay, but yeah, all these characters are in the Extreme Challenge. So Stark's going to move up there. He's a bird, so he's going to greatly strengthen my Vermilion Bird team in Extreme Challenge. Don't have a lot of attackers in that one. Okay, so we got to click out the story mode here. We click out the gold spending spree. Okay, so yeah, so that's everything at this point. Like I say, they're both good characters. I mean, if you're going to run a bleed team, Stark's definitely the man to go to, because that's his specialty, and he gets a lot of healing and stuff from applying DOTs. So even if you don't have a bleed team, but you have a team that poisons, burns, any of those things are considered DOTs, damage over time. So any type of build that has damage over time as its staple, Stark is the man to go to because he applies it, and you get a crit increase from the bleeds, and you get healing and rage, a heal and rage from how many DOTs you have applied to the enemy. So he could conceivably be extremely survivable in the front line. And that's what you're looking for in terms of the support. Your 3 attackers in the back line, the front line takes the attacks until they die, then it goes to the back line. So you want to keep your front line as long as possible. So that's where we're at. So we're going to go ahead and bring it up Stark. I'm probably not going to go ahead. I'm trying to see what the next one's going to be. Really don't know at this point. But I might go ahead and pull some more just to get some more shards for him because it is guaranteed to get some shards. But keeping 5,000 in I want to see what they're going to be coming out with. It's probably going to be a new character. Will be the next. They just had the new character. They just had Sogi back there last week, was it? Week before last, I think it was. But you could use for the new hires. For the new characters, you can use the tokens, the J tokens. So it's not really important to have that. Plus, there's really no other character. Stark was really the only character that I was looking for. I either wanted him or Nell. But Stark was at 3, and he synergizes better than Nell. Nell was at 2. So he was pretty much the one character that I was really looking to build up because I know he would go well with my team, and he'll have a lot of survivability because of his heal from the DOTs on the enemy. So I think he's probably the best bet. Another thing I like about Stark, associated with other characters, is let's take a look at Sassy. Now, what do you notice about Sassy that you don't notice about these? I'm just probably here. What on this screen is missing that's not on this? Yep, that's right. Event characters do not have awakening. I hope they will put them in there in the future, but as of right now, they do. The awakening for an event character, of course, requires a certain number of stars. So you have to get. Again, it all takes about leveling them up to get the awakening for them. So it's one of those things that you have to wait for. But again, it's just really hard to get those characters up and make them powerful without getting the weapon. And the weapon is, of course, inside of the event shop. And if we go look at the event shop, a lot of tokens to get that 45. I'm only at 22 at the point, so I'm not even halfway to where I would need to be to get a weapon for another one of these characters. The only weapon I have purchased so far was I did purchase the umbrella for Ichigo. Okay. But again, getting that weapon is just thing. Stark I'm already well on the way to a second awakening for him. So, it's just a lot easier to, in the long run, the way to build your characters is multiple awakenings. Okay, that's just the way it is. You got to awaken those weapons, and to do that, you need to be able to get them. And if the only way to get them is inside of here, to get them inside of here, you're going to have to spend a lot of money because you're going to have to do the actual packs and draw and get the purchase with money purchase the the coupon chances, and then open the coupon chances, and hopefully you'll get a bunch of coupons enough to purchase enough time tokens to actually make a purchase in the event shop. So as you can see, nobody liked it when it came out. Everybody saw it was a money grab. At first, it looked like that in the event stage, the holiday events that they were going to entice everyone with. But sometimes you can get tokens and sometimes you don't. Like in the Christmas event, I got virtually, although I did manage to get my hands on Nell and Grimjo, the characters. And I got a few tokens, but in this last event we had just back here for the Halloween event, I got nothing. Zip, zilch, zippo. So, bad luck. I guess I had really good luck on the Christmas, bad luck on the the actual Valentine's Day one. But it is what it is. So the Soul Box event is going to be up for a few more days. It just opened up this morning. So take a look at that. And remember, like I say, I did the Awakening a while back. What I do is I just build mine up. I build mine up to where I get to 130. So I have to get 1,350. Actually 13,500 is what I get. And once I get that, I open up all of these. I'm guaranteed to get some of the nicer ones. I would hope that they would put the into the wish list. I hope they put some of. I wish all the characters were in the wish list actually, so you could choose which ones have a better chance of getting a specialty Awakening Stone. But yeah, it's just not to that point yet. So it is what it is. But can't win them all, can you? But yeah, so that's where we're at. But yeah, Stark is an excellent character. So you definitely want to go ahead and get him. That's really the only event other than the World Championship that is currently up at this point in time. Have at it and make a decision as you want. But you definitely, if you do go ahead and do the draw, you want to do enough to get the weapon. That's the key. Weapons are notoriously hard to get for UR characters, so getting one in this event, if it's one of the characters that you're planning on using. If neither of these characters are on your plan to use, I would not spend anything on them at this point. Just hold off. Wait until a Soul Box event comes along that benefits your team, because that's the only way I can see doing it. If Stark hadn't been in this one, I wouldn't have drawn on this one. But I saw when they dropped it he was going to be in it. I definitely started prepping for it because he's definitely one of the characters that I was anxious to get because I thought he would be the best addition to that slight hole. It's not a big hole. Full of Ichigo does damage. Okay, he hits all enemies, and he has a rage. He gets rage back, but he just doesn't survive. And in story mode, he's the first one to always go out. And when he goes out, backline starts to open up. So definitely something that I wanted to plug with, if I could plug it with another tank. And like I say, Ichigo was my first one, Anniversary Ichigo, but and even though I do have his weapon, which is one of the reasons I chose his weapon first, Ichigo's umbrella, instead of Urame's glove for the healing, was because of the fact that I was really considering using him in my team. And I do, if I ever don't beat something with the current team with Full Holo Ichigo, the first thing I do is take out Full Holo Ichigo and put Anniversary Ichigo in there in his place. It helps with the damage a little bit. But you're losing a little bit of damage by putting Anniversary Ichigo, just a little bit, because Anniversary Ichigo does surprisingly good damage. He hits all enemies too with his rage, and then when he hits that rage, it applies the buff from the back row damage increase. So he is useful, but in the end, he's not as strong as Anniversary Ichigo. Anniversary Ichigo is not as strong as Full Holo Ichigo. So you lose a little bit of the attack, but then you gain the attack back by giving the buff on the back row. In the end, it pretty much evens out to being the same. Okay, not really much of an addition just by putting him in there. Okay, and he's only at 4-star at this point, so survivability. But I don't really have much an issue with survivability because I got the War Soul of Healing. But with Stark, I think we're going to see, not only we're going to see damage on par, but we're going to get healing and rage, and we're going to get that crit buff to all characters for 2 rounds. So I think in the end, he's probably going to make things a little bit more damaging. Well, I just have to see, but we'll run through it and see what happens. All right, so thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel Once you've subscribed, you'll see the bell. Click on it, you'll get notified each time we drop a video. Also, remember to like and share the video, as it does help the channel immensely. Kenra, coming at you from the corner, signing out.